Hey guys, today we're taking a look at my Archfiend deck. Now, this form of Archfiends is kind of about recycling. I guess that's the way I'd put it. They use effects that send them to the graveyard, they get banished, they recycle from the banish zone, they special summon. They do a lot of really crazy plays, and it can take a bit to get used to them, but they really have some interesting stuff they can do. So we're running 3 tour guide, able to search out. So you have a lot of access to XYZs and fiends that you can use, which is very nice. And then we have Archfiend Heiress, obviously summoned by tour guide, and also it can be used to search out really, really nicely because it can be by card effect or destroy by battle, which is really, really good. Then we have Archfiend Commander. So this guy can get out very easily when you have an Archfiend. But the big idea here is that he has to destroy one of your cards. So you can destroy the Archfiends to activate the effects that get destroyed when you special summon him. And you'll be able to do some interesting plays with that. And he can also, when you tribute summon him, is summon another version of him. So you can do 6-star XYZs very easily. This deck is very heavy on XYZs because of the ability to recycle, which is perfect. With XYZs to detach and use them again. And then we have Trance Archfiend. I really love the artwork on that card, just to say, but also very nice that you can load up your graveyard and have it gain attack, and you can also get one of those banished dark monsters back that get banished pretty often, which is very, very nice. Then Archlord Emperor. This one kind of interesting. You can normal summon it without tributing, but it gets destroyed, which is fine for how the Archfiends work. But the big thing about it is that its effects that you can banish Archfiend cards to destroy things, which is very, very useful and just fits in with how the deck works. Then we have Archfiend Cavalry, the beater in this deck. Very good that when he gets destroyed by a card effect, you can summon Archfiends. So obviously you have card effects that will be destroying, your own cards, so you can recycle with this and you can do some really, really nice plays. Then we're also running Dark Arm Dragon, an obvious choice for this deck because you're doing a lot of, well, you have all darks, but also you have a lot of graveyard manipulation, so Dark Arm Dragon is a very easy card to use. So now for the spells, Falling Down, just an amazing card allowing you to take control of your opponent's monsters, which is very, very good. And then we have the field card Archfiend Palabyrinth, giving you a huge attack boost on all your Archfiends, making them very, very strong, on top of the ability to special summon monsters of the same levels of your current Archfiends, which again fits in with the way you want to XYZ. And then we have 3 MST, very important. Mind Control in a deck like this that's very heavy on XYZs, Mind Control can be very, very nice. Then we have Dark Hole, Foolish Burial, obviously with the graveyard stuff can be very useful. And Allure of Darkness, and very, very nice to use in this deck, so you have draw power on top of the fact that you can recycle banishing, so it's not a big deal to banish cards. Now for the traps, Archfiend's Roar, giving us access to Archfiends, and if they get destroyed, that's fine because of how these cards work. And then a bunch of stable traps to protect our monsters, not too much to say there. We are running a pretty good amount of traps, a little bit lower on the monster and spell counts, but still decent. So now for the extra deck, we're going to want a variety of 3, 4, and 6-star XYZs. Leviathan Dragon, Leviair, very good because we're banishing cards. Zenmaines, Gagaga Cowboy. Maestroke Beetle, very good to protect our field card. Maestroke, Lavalval Chain, an obvious choice in this type of deck. 2 new ones, Exciton Knight, Silent Honor. Abyss Dweller, very good card against certain decks. For the 6 stars, Ptolemy, Gauntlet Launcher, Photon. Inzektor, the obvious 6 stars that are very good, and also Gaia Dragon because very obvious choice after you lose your materials and always a good effect. So now for the side deck, again, side decks in my videos are kind of just recommended cards that can also work with this deck type when you're building your own deck. It isn't a side deck for matches, that's not the way, I set it up. So there are other ways to run Archfiends. If you run like Pandemonium and Warrior of Zera and Mazera, you can do some really good plays. Mazera has a really nasty effect that you can blow up your opponent's hand, but this requires a lot of cards to make this work, so it's not very consistent. Masked Chameleon can be a good choice in this deck, allowing you to do synchros. A good amount of the Archfiends have 0 defense, so like Archfiend Cavalry is a choice for that, so you can definitely run this with synchros, and that card could be very useful. Archfiend Empress, another powerful Archfiend monster, but currently not what I'm running, kind of situational. Stygian Street Patrol, interesting to allow you to special summon fiends from your hand, which can be very nice. Also 4-star Dark Fiend, so it just fits in well with the deck. Effect Veiler, another choice to deal with effects, also giving you access to synchros. Pandemonium, like I said earlier, Really only good for the Archfiends that cost life points. Otherwise, I wouldn't see the point of using this. Solidarity when you're running all Fiends. The problem is it's an XYZ heavy deck, so generally you won't be doing that. But if you're running more just Fiends, then this could be a good card. Terraforming, obviously, to search out, trade in to dump the higher level Archfiend. Onigami combo, some of the other XYZ support cards can be very useful. You're doing a lot of XYZ. Trap Stun could be a good choice when you're going for those big plays with the XYZs. A card like Deck Devastation Virus would be really good in this deck because most of your Archfiends are kind of getting put over 2,000 with the field card. And, Eradicator can be good as well. Escape from the Dark Dimension can be a really good card for this deck because you're banishing a lot of things. So yeah, this could be a really, really good choice. Definitely debated putting this in. And Hatebuster, another interesting card, just kind of a Fiend support trap, which can be a really good card to deal with. So that's my Archfiend deck. Very crazy, just kind of based on swarming, XYZ summoning, recycling, using effects that destroy your own cards. It's kind of weird that way. Definitely takes a bit getting used to, but I'm having a lot of fun playing it. But if you guys have your own Archfiend decks, you can post below in the comments. You can make suggestions for me. You can talk about what cards you want to see in my deck and that kind of thing. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.